Welcome back everybody to Hayes Tech. I'm Dave Hayes and this is the channel where we talk about pretty much anything tech. Okay, on my last video I told you all we were going to take out my Canon M50 and put it through the test, okay? The Canon M50 is one of the cameras that is overlooked so often, it's crazy. Here you go. This is my Canon M50. We are shooting in 1080p because I want that crystal clear autofocus that this camera has. It does have dual pixel autofocus just like my 90D. The only difference between this camera and my 90D is it's got more, I guess, what's that, dots or zones? So when we come back, we are going to get into the world of the Canon M50. And by the way, guys, I'm doing this old school. I wanted to enjoy this beautiful weather. We're gonna shoot this outdoors today. So let's get on with the video. And as always, if you liked my video, don't forget to hit that like button and share my videos. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you saw, think about subscribing. And if you subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell icon. All right, now before we go any further, I just wanted to remind you all that as soon as I hit 5,000 subs, I will be giving away my Canon T6i to one of you out there. So if you're not subscribed, get subscribed, share my videos, tell your friends. Again, guys, you know, I don't want a channel that's super huge and get all kinds of awards and prizes from YouTube. I don't give a shit about that. Okay, so why am I doing a video on the Canon M50? Well, first off, this is a very underrated camera. And you guys can actually go out and pick these cameras up right now for, if you really look hard, you can get them for about $350 used. Now, I've seen the average price is right around $450 to $500, which is crazy because you can purchase these brand spanking new, for about $550. There is no way I would spend, you know, $450, $500 on a used camera. It's just, I'm not gonna do it. These cameras, if you look hard enough, especially like places like eBay, you can get this camera right here for about $350. Don't be afraid to bid. You know, throw a figure out there. When you go on eBay, it's just, wow, a lot of traffic on this road today. Whenever you're buying something on eBay, you have to be willing to make some bids. Hell, look at this camera here. I purchased this camera on eBay for $400 and I think my bid was $405 and tax, shipping, well, I guess it was shipping and all that. It came to 420 bucks. That was a steal for this camera. So yeah, I shouldn't say steal, but you know what I mean. So the deals are out there. All right, now, while I'm talking about this camera, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll in some background of footage from this camera taken around this area today. But I wanted to talk about some of the specs. It is the Canon crop sensor camera, and it is a all digital camera, meaning it does not have a mirror in it. My 90D is an actual DSLR, meaning there is a mirror flipping up and down whenever I shoot a picture. Whenever you go to video, that just flips up and stays up. You're shooting right on the processor. But this one here has, I think it is a 24 megapixel. And again, I will put right up here what the actual megapixels are, guys. You gotta remember, stroke brain. But the sensor on it is really good for a Canon crop sensor camera. Now, here is just something to put this whole thing into light. The sensor on this camera is the same size as the one that's on my 90D. Now, the only thing difference between that and my Canon 90D is my 90D is a 32 megapixel, I think it is, 32, 33. I'll put that up there too. Again, forget. So yeah, my Canon's going to really pick up things that the M50 just won't. And when I say that, I'm talking about the Canon 90D has more focus points and all that. It shoots pictures much faster when you're in speed mode, where you just hold down the button and it takes a bunch of pictures in consecutive order. Now, all that stuff can be done with this camera, and I'm gonna tell you what, This thing takes phenomenal pictures. I wish I could do it justice. I am not a photographer, so me throwing a bunch of, you know, pictures out there for you guys to say, wow, yeah, this camera does take nice pictures. I'll try, but again, I'm not going to be able to do this camera justice. I'm not a photographer. I make videos. But with that being said, one of the things I really love about this camera is the fact that even though it is an M frame camera, meaning it takes lenses like that, they are teeny. This here is the 15 to 45 millimeter that came with this camera. The one thing that really sucks about the M50 and all of Canon's M framed cameras is the fact that they only have 6 lenses to choose from. Now, Canon's been saying, we're gonna come out with a shitload more lenses, guys. You just wait, they're coming. I didn't see them coming. Now, thank goodness to other companies out there who have made lenses for this camera and in the M mount. So with those companies making lenses for the M50, you know, you get a selection that is more like, you know, in the 15 lens range, okay? But don't let the fact that even only 15 lenses, you know, discourage you from getting the M50. Because if you get the M50, you can get either from Canon or from some other sources. Mine's actually from Viltrex, and they make a magnified version with it, which is a EF to M mount. And then they make one that doesn't have a lens in it, you know, that magnifies it just a hair. And that is an EFS/EF to M mount, okay? So what that means is that basically where this lens attaches to the camera, it's really, really small. So what Viltrox did is they made an adapter that will go into the camera, but it opens up to accept the EF and EFS lenses. And right now I'm running the same lens that I run on my 90D, and that's that 18 to 135 millimeter lens. And there you go, it's working great. You can take and run any EF or EFS lens that Canon offers and run it on the Canon M50. I mean, that's crazy. So now you've taken a camera and opened it up to hundreds of lenses. Well, I don't know hundreds, but a ton of lenses. So there you go. I mean, what more do you want? I was actually going to put on every single lens in my bag, and I have about 10 lenses. I was going to put each one of them on and let you guys see what it looks like, but I'm not going to make you guys go through that. This is just going to be a video of me telling you about the specs of the M50 and just standing here. Again, I'm going to put in a lot of B-roll and stuff in the background. So getting back to the specs. It has a jack for you to plug in an external mic. Awesome job. Now, it does not have a jack for plugging in headphones. I'm kind of getting used to that because it came on my Canon 90D, and now I actually have it on my Panasonic over here. I actually like that because I can dial in the audio if I'm running a microphone through the camera. But as you guys know, if you've watched my channel for any time, you know I run with a Sony lapel microphone going into my Zoom H1N audio recorder. And that's how I get all my audio. Now, other than that, the M50 is a very small camera. That is another thing going for it in its favor. In the world of huge ass cameras like my 90D, it's kind of refreshing to grab a camera that I can actually hold with one hand. Even with my stroke hand, I can hold my M50 in one hand and it doesn't look like I'm completely off my rocker holding it, because when I'm holding my 90D, I've got it like this and the camera's hanging down. It looks really weird. But this thing is so light, I can hold it one hand, no problems at all. That is a big bonus in its favor. And again, with it being so small, if you throw that little 15 to 45 millimeter kit lens that comes with this, I mean, you've got yourself an awesome little camera that fits in your pocket. Now, yeah, this sticks out a little bit, but you know, there you go. It will take pretty much any lens that Canon has except for its full frame sensor. And if I'm not mistaken, I think you can use those lenses, but I don't quote me on that, okay? And you can plug in a microphone. What more do you need? Oh, I know, a flip out screen. Pretty much every camera I own has a flip out screen now. I don't think I would purchase a camera today unless it had a screen that flipped out and spun around so you could actually see yourself while recording your video. In a world where I have to make my own videos, edit them, shoot them, and the whole 9 yards, having this flip out screen on a camera is freaking golden. So, you know, I just don't know what else to tell you. The prices are right, especially if you get one used. It's got a flip out screen so you can see yourself and frame up your shot, you know, without having to get somebody else to do it for you, especially if you're vlogging. It's super light, unless you put a huge ass lens on it like I have it right here. It accepts a microphone, so you get good audio going into it, you know, especially if you don't want to run with an audio system like I'm running right here, you know, with a separate microphone, a separate audio recorder. You know, get yourself a good microphone, plug it into the camera, make sure your audio levels are down and they're not peaking. You know, it's best to record with your audio low and bump that up as you're editing than to record it high and then it just be completely blown out. So there you go. And with it being a lightweight camera that has just tons of features, you can put it on a lightweight tripod like this Manfrotto I have here, and you could vlog all day long and your arm would never get tired. Now, the downsides, the batteries on this camera does not last that long. I already used over half of my batteries, and I'm just a hair over 19 minutes into recording. Nothing like this. This, with my extended battery on there, I can record to 6 hours on this one in 4K. This one in 4K, you want to cut your time down in half. Another thing, you have a 30-minute time limit, but all Canon cameras have that 30-minute time limit. Nothing you can do about it. This camera will shoot in 4K. That is freaking awesome. But when you shoot in 4K, it crops in. So we are going to show you that right now. Okay, I just switched that over to 4K. Let's have a look at it now. Here we go. We are shooting in 4K, and I got to keep an eye on it because in 4K you do not have dual pixel autofocus. It moves over to the same kind of autofocus that the Panasonic cameras used to use, and I can see that square is bouncing all around my face. Notice how far it cropped in on me. So to get the same images I had before, I would have to step back about 5 feet from the camera further than where I was. So you have that. So, you know, let's go ahead and go back to 1080p because that is where this camera shines. All right, well, I'm not gonna keep you guys long. I'm gonna close this video up. But again, there are so many M50s, used M50s on the market, you'd be crazy not to get yourself one, especially if you don't need 4K. I've talked to a lot of people and they still do not watch 4K videos. They watch everything in 1080p. So, you know, if 4K is not a big thing for you and it's not, you know, one of those things you have to check off on your items of must-haves, here you go. I mean, this thing is an awesome camera and I can highly recommend it. Even if you do need to have 4K, if you have some camera knowledge and you can control your focus by using the manual focus, then, you know, there you go. Shoot 4K, you got manual focus, get yourself like a 10 to 24 millimeter lens so you get a really nice wide view if you need it for vlogging, and it'll frame you up perfect, and voila, you're good to go. You're golden. Make sure you turn peaking on. That way you can see that, you know, whenever your face starts to glow, like whenever I use peaking, my beard, my mustache turn white. So when they turn white and my eyebrows turn white, I know I'm in focus. So there you go. All right, everybody. I really just wanted to do another video and bring up the Canon M50 one more time because, you know, here in 2021, with all these crazy cameras that are coming out brand new with all these cool features, you know, you got to ask yourself, do I really need all that stuff when you could get yourself a used Canon M50, and is it good enough for you and your channel? Or if you don't have a YouTube channel and you just need it for home, will this work for you? I mean, look, what do you think of the video quality from this camera? I think it's phenomenal, and that's one of the reasons I'll never, ever get rid of this camera. Well, I can't say ever, you never know, but other than my 90D, this is my other favorite camera. I mean, this one here is really starting to climb the ladder. But when I'm talking DSLRs, I love my M50. You don't know how many times I've grabbed this camera over my 90D just because it was small and portable. I could shove it in my pocket and go. So there you go. So don't forget, whenever I hit 5,000 subs, I will be giving away my Canon T6i to one of you. And I can't wait for that. Honestly, guys, I really want to give that camera to one of you. So with that being said, I just want to thank you all for watching, and I will see you on the next one.